Thanks, Ian. You're not seeing my speech because it might not show much of that, but no, we will get into it. I think it's when I had the opportunity to come here to Dublin today, it's something I certainly wanted to capture. And I think as we're drawing to the end of the evening, or the end of the day, and after a productive evening last night, I'd like to place on record my thanks to Dublin for organising it. It certainly fits in with Manchester's priorities to make sure that we're a sustainable, smart, inclusive city. And thank you, Dublin, for hosting it. Last week in Manchester, we held a 20th anniversary party of the Telecity Networks, which is now part of the Knowledge Society Forum. And it's quite interesting seeing the film that's just come out there. If we'd captured 20 years ago where we thought we'd be today, I think it'd be very different imaginations, because I don't think we can actually picture where we're going to be in 20 years' time. So I think quite interesting looking at those Lego models in 20 years' time and seeing actually what's been delivered. But what we did focus on in Manchester was, if we want to have a smart city, we need to make sure we've got smart citizens, and we've got to make sure we empower the citizens to be smart. The Digital Agenda for Europe is committed to ensure that digital technologies are open and accessible to everybody. It goes further in proposing that the users-driven open innovation should be at the heart of this, and it should lead to the future internet enablement and smart cities which are empowering enable a creation of new skills and jobs. A new partnership between cities, business and research are now working to develop this innovation. They're capturing citizens and public services to work together, and on the basis for the developers to create new skills and jobs on the widest possible digital inclusion. One of the best examples of this is the European Network of Living Labs, which again Manchester's a member, and I know you yourself are involved. Working together with the Eurocities, who, with the support of the Commission, Living Labs has established the Connected Smart Cities Network. This directly complements the aim of this conference in enabling greater collaborations in terms of the smart economy between cities. As part of the Eurocities project, Manchester was instrumental in setting up a Green Digital Charter. It's an innovation that's designed at making the ICT that cities use can be deployed more energy efficient and less harmful in the environment, and therefore cheaper to run. I'm pleased that last week we ended up with our 31st city signing it, and that was why Dublin. And in true keeping of the Green Digital Charter agenda, the Lord Mayor of Dublin actually came in on a video conference to save his CO2 emissions. It was certainly a welcome addition to the conference. So that's been signed, and projects like this demonstrate how cities working together can actually set new benchmarks for innovation around the issues of sustainability. I often point out that Manchester was the home of the Industrial Revolution. We're also the place of the modern computer. And I think we've got a responsibility to make sure that the changes that's made to the sustainability of the cities and the environmental cost, we've got to try and look at that solution from the cities, including Manchester. There's an important debate emerging around the idea of what smart cities are. And actually, I think if we asked everyone around here what we believe is a smart city, I think we could end up with a number of different answers. And it's who's going to have the ownership of smart cities? Is it going to be some of the larger corporations and saying this is a smart city out of the box? Or is it going to be individual users saying this is how we see a smart city being? In Manchester last year, we held our first city hackathon. As part of that, as part of our new digital city strategy, we released open data for the people of Manchester and people in the surrounding areas to come up with the innovations that they wanted to have. It's very useful, cities saying this is what you should have, but actually it's the public and educational establishments and communities that say this is how we want it. Now, some of the data we released was things from public transport information to when your bins have been emptied to crime statistics, and it's how that could be pulled in together to give it an innovative way for people to actually crunch that data and use it. We can come up with some of these, what we think are the solutions, but most generally it's not. Cities need to be combined together to work on that, because we talked, the population of Dublin now, 17% was it that weren't originally from Ireland. That's the same the world over, and we expect similarities in cities wherever we move, but we still need to keep that individual character moving forward. So we've got to look at what we can deliver on a global basis so people can expect the same type of information in the places they're moving forward. It's great if you're coming over here and arriving at Dublin Airport, knowing what public transport is to get you down. You become second nature on the web. It's knowing what's available for people and how they can expect it and the real-time information. I think what we've seen today is the start of a network of people working together. There's a lot of organisations out there already where we're trying to pull that together. It's how we can actually harness harness the friendships that we've created over the last couple of days to actually start moving it forward, because it's great sitting around talking. It's how we actually move it forward for the future. I'm sure as a city of Manchester, a city of Salford, and all the people here, we need to work together. Whatever we can do to do that, I'm sure we will succeed. So thank you.